effect, the clustering with others. Because if you have guilt, Henrik, and I have guilt, and the guy next door has guilt, and the people at school have guilt, in order to feel some kind of warmth in this inauthentic existence, we cluster with others in the herd way. Just like when you go into the pet store, you ever go to look at a pet store and you go to the rat cage, all the rats are happily sleeping one on top of the other. Right? They don't all sleep in a line, one beside each other. They have a big mountain. All the rats will, climb on top of each other for bodily warmth.
Yeah.
And that's the collective. That's what human beings do in their energy. They cluster with one another because that gives them the bodily heat, or it gives them the psychic well-being that they don't have individually. And look where we are during this talk, Christmas. Where do all of these traditions come from? These collectivized, if people find it hard to understand what it means by clustering and collectivity, look around you right now at this season, right now. I mean, it's lovely and all of that, but let's step back from a moment and look at the reason why people sit around the community table.
Yeah.
You see, with the dead chicken in the middle. I believe that in Germany they have the Stammtisch, right?
Yeah.
Concept, which is a wonderful concept where it's very much about the table and everybody sits around. In Denmark, of course, they have that. I believe that in your country, in Sweden, they have the Santa Lucia.
Yeah, sure. Santa Lucia.
Right, which is a festival of lights.
Yeah, sure.
Yep, that's just passed, isn't it? It was December 13th or something?
13th, that's correct, yes.
Right, so what is that? I mean, forget a minute for the trappings. Forget a minute about being immersed in its beauty. What is it? It is a way for people to feel that they're connected to other people. A festival of lights, where people come together in some way. The Stammtisch is when people sit around a table with the lager and say, "We are together." This table represents our togetherness. Do you know that in I think it's Thailand? I think they have a festival called the Loi Krathong, and Loi Krathong is exactly like the Swedish Festival of Nights of Lights. There's barely a difference, and this is over in Thailand. In India, you have the Diwali festival, in which millions of people gather. You have the Hanukkah, right, for the Jewish people.
Yeah.
In Ireland, you have the wake, which is often when somebody has died. But the whole idea of the community coming together and crying and mourning and laughing and drinking. In Germany, I believe you have the beer killer, right?
Yeah.
The concept again. So if you just look into our world, and look at the sports and the rights, you will understand what this clustering with others is. It's a way to give warmth to the inauthentic man. And then further down the tree, we have, of course, the denial and the self-hate. Again, all of these are emanations of depression, and we also have the projection onto other people, which I spoke about a lot in the LA talk, about that once you're in an inauthentic life, you have to blame others now, not yourself, for the choices that you've made. All the way up even the political ladder.
Yeah.
And we have the defense complex. So a lot of things that people know about and that psychologists have to treat. But again, I want people to really pay attention to the fact that all of these are offspring of a central complex that is unconscious. It's the guilt complex. And from that also comes this escape from responsibility. There's a famous quote from the geneticist, Dubczynski, and he says that man knows that he is accountable for his acts. He has acquired the knowledge of good and evil. This is a dreadfully heavy load to carry, and no other animal has had to withstand anything like it. There is a tragic discord in the soul of man, among the flaws in his human nature. This is one far more serious than the pain even of childbirth. Nietzsche said that man is the only creature that has to constantly overcome himself in order to live fully.
Yeah.
And Henrik, that burden that people, know that the inauthentic life carries with it a great responsibility, a constant renewing of yourself every day, a more healthy choice mechanism. They don't want to carry that. And so they inherit then, by choosing the inauthentic life, you bring in the New World Order, you bring in clustering, you bring in denial, violence, projection. So like I was talking about in that Future of Mankind talk in Los Angeles, once you choose subconsciously the inauthentic life, then you bring into existence the whole matrix of the lie that you see in front of you. And you bring in the